Waylander does have dualies. It's not your eyes playing tricks on you or nothing like that. That's an interesting smoke, actually. But there's gonna be an A push from FlipSid Tactics. The bomb will get planted. As I mentioned, Apex playing for the retake position. Well, they're in a decent position, but 3 players coming for the flank. NBK from short. Highway takes care of Blade. Apex goes down to Electronic. Waylander with the kill on NBK, but Shocks. What? Beautiful double headshot. Very quick reaction here from Shocks. Just the piss around in favor of G2 Esports. With that being said, FlipSid Tactic getting that bomb plant. That does mean they will have a bit more money to work with than they would have had otherwise. I do believe that they're gonna go for somewhat of a low buy here, pretty much an eco. And indeed they will. They just paying close attention to their major graffiti. As I said, it is somewhat of an eco here for FlipSid Tactics. I do suspect it's gonna be an easy task for G2 Esports. Apex definitely making it look easy. Triple kill for him on that SMG, giving a lot of money for those kills. Kenny S, he got 1 as well. And now it's well that with a deagle, left alone 1 on 5. But as mentioned, it is going to be an easy 2-0 here for G2 Esports as FlipSid Tactics. We're on that pretty much in hard eco, just saving a bit of money for this round. They will be going for the force buy. 3 AKs, 2 Galils. Not that much utility, actually. This definitely caters in the favor of G2 Esports. With that being said, G2 Esports, they only have 1 M4. Have a FAMAS here on NBK, and NBK does manage to get the first frag on Electronic. Quick trade coming in from Blade. Shocks goes down as well. It's up to Apex, Kenny S, and Buddy. See if they can equalize this situation. Kenny S does exactly that. Waylander goes down. Now a 3-on-3 situation, but Kenny S, oh, well did it. Missing his opportunity. That should have been an easy kill for World at it. Let's be real for a second. On flip side, we'll be trying to make their way over towards the A-bomb site. The Molotov over towards NBK. Funny enough, it's not NBK playing that position right now, it's Buddy. We have Welded here in the middle. Kenny S goes for the aggression. Welded takes him down. Goes down to 33 HP. In the meantime, Welded finds another kill here on Buddy, and Blade takes care of Apex. FlipSid, by the skin of their teeth, they do manage to secure the round, making it 2-1. G2 Esports, because of the amount of SMGs that they had in the previous couple of rounds, will have plenty of money to buy up once again. This time around, they will have the AWP as well on Kenny S. And once again, they do go for the double up setup here with Shocks. Still no open play for FlipSid Tactics. Kenny S goes for the fast approach, goes for that early peek over towards B, but he goes down to Waylander. Electronic on the boost takes care of Apex. It seemed like G2 Esports, they did actually have 3 players in middle. So I'm wondering, how in the world did Apex go down without any of the 2 other players in middle reacting? It's not great. Let's put it like that. Electronic patiently waiting in middle as well. Well, that it takes care of NBK, and now it's all on Buddy. 1v4 situation over by Squeaky-Door. I do believe he's just going to try and hold on to this M4 for the next round. Bomb has not been planted, but as I say that, it does get planted. on the B bomb site. I mentioned Buddy. Doesn't seem like he actually wants to hold on to this weapon. Obviously, he wants to hold on to the weapon, but he does want to get some kill as well. Actually, he picks up the AWP. Tries to make something happen, but Blade in good position. He did get flanked by Markelov as well. It is going to be 2-2, FlipSid Tactics. The last 2 rounds. Now G2 Esports on an eco. I actually don't have that much money to work with, so I suspect that it's going to be more or less a full eco. As I say that, Apex does buy himself a deagle. Shocks and KNS on P250s. Apex trying his best in middle with that deagle, doing a decent amount of damage towards Waylander. Takes him down to only 40 HP. Should be a fairly easy round here for FlipSid Tactics. Shucks on the flank. I wish I had aim like that. That was pretty nuts by Shucks. Waylander finds KNS up close towards B. Apex. And NBK taking a good amount of damage. Blade finds NBK. And Apex as well. But it is gonna go in the favor of G2 Esports. How did they do that? G2 Esports. What a round. FlipSid Tactics. Now they're actually in a world of trouble. They don't have too much money to work with either. Now they will have enough money to buy up. Or to go for some sort of a force buy here. But they're taking a long time to figure out exactly what they want to buy for this round. They do have 3 AKs and a Galil on electronic. They are lacking a bit of utility, but they do decide to go for the 4 smokes rather than the Molotovs. Actually, 5 smokes. Waylander has 1 as well. And as you can see, FlipSid are lining up for the smokes towards the A bomb side. There's already 2 defenders on A. 1 by Highway. On Highway, it's Apex. It's Buddy and Shucks over on the A side. Interesting decision here by Buddy. He realizes there's a big gap in the smoke. Now, he still managed to get a kill for it, actually. And he gets a double as well. Apex takes care of Markelov. Electronic, he finds 1. Waylander as well. Waylander actually with a double kill here on the quick 180 reaction. And it's now a 1-on-2 situation all of a sudden. As I said, bit of an interesting decision there by Buddy. But he managed to make it work. He gets the double kill. And that's exactly what he was looking for. The bomb is going to make its way over towards the A bomb. Or the B bomb side, rather. KNS already in good position. Waylander goes down. 4-2 to G2 Esports. And now FlipSid will go for the eco. This gives a good opportunity for G2 Esports to work on their economy. And as you can see, Apex going for the SMG. Same goes for Shucks. FlipSid Tactics, only a few upgraded pistols on well-leaded electronic and Waylander. There's the bomb. Shucks with the first frag. Very aggressive towards middle. Gets the second as well. Switches over to the pistol. Gets the third. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Shucks with the triple. 2 of them on his SMG. 5-2 for G2 Esports. For this round, obviously last round, as I mentioned, was an eco for FlipSid Tactics. That means that in this round they will have enough money to go for the 4 AKs and a Galil on Blade. One of the AKs have already lost his life. That's Waylander. Went down over towards the B bomb site. Buddy getting boosted up towards the A site. He's actually in a decent position. Will get that first kill. Getting dinked down to 10 HP. He's still alive. Blade on top. He takes care of Buddy. 4 on 2 now as Apex gets the trade. Well did it. Finds Apex up on the high ground. Shucks with the trade. And Markelov left alone 1 on 3 situation. He's up against Shucks, Kenny S, and NBK. I don't see that big of a chance of him clutching this one. With that being said, never mind. About to say that he is actually a really good player, and I remember him from back in the good old days when he used to play for Hellraisers, for instance. He's actually a really good player. Unfortunately, didn't get much out of that 1 on 3 situation. He does go down. That results in another round in favor of G2 Esports. 4 rounds in a row. FlipSid Tactics. Still in a bit of trouble economy-wise. Once again, FlipSid Tactics with P250s. All of them, in fact. Apex does get one. But he needs to be careful, and he does go down to Markelov. Shucks. Taking that same position, taking the same stance. He gets the double, the triple, and the quad. Shucks on fire. Wondering what's the score like already. Find out with a quick look at the scoreboard here. We do see that Shucks is sitting at the top of the scoreboard. 13-3. Just below him, we got Apex and NBK on 7-6 for Kenny S and Buddy. On the other side, we have Blade on 6, 5 on Welded and Waylander, 3 on Electronic. And Markelov sitting at the very bottom with only 2 kills. Will be enough money for FlipSid to buy up once again. This time around, they do have the AWP on Welded. Markelov needs to be careful. Gets spotted. It's taken very low on HP, down to roughly 20 HP. Blade goes for the repeat. Deals a decent amount of damage towards Buddy. Apex. Good positioning. I think he actually tagged Markelov. He did. He did tag Markelov. Through that metal plate. Wow. Waylander through the smoke. Realizes that, okay, more than likely going to be someone in that position. Gets the kill, but he's now in a 1-on-1 up against NBK. The bomb have been dropped right outside of A main. NBK. Good flash here by NBK, but now his position is known. Waylander with the clutch on 1 HP and the ace. Waylander. One-man army for FlipSid Tactics. What a round by him. 7-3. But as I mentioned, G2 Esports, they have so much money to work with. Buying up, it's not going to be a problem at all. They do decide to go for the double up setup. Does seem like G2 Esports want to go for a counter boost, possibly. In the meantime, FlipSid Tactics are lining up for a quick hit towards A, it looks like. Buddy up on top of red container, peeking out towards A main. He gets the double, almost gets the triple, fully blinded actually, but it is going to be Electronic to take him down, and Shucks with the trade. Markelov and Waylander now in a 2-on-4 situation. Markelov over by Squeaky Door. The bomb have been dropped on site. It's a good nade on Kenny S. Takes him down to roughly 50 HP. Kenny S finds Waylander and Markelov with the trade. Markelov is left alone, and Shucks will finally find the frag. Secure another round for G2 Esports. That's going to be 8-3. And once again, as I mentioned earlier, the loser of this one will not be out of the close qualifier. They will go to the lower bracket, where they still have a chance of getting back getting back into the game and getting back into the tournament and secure themselves a spot for IEM Katowice 2017. I also mentioned that I do have another game I will be covering later on tonight in 40 minutes from now, 35 minutes from now, if this match is over. That's going to be Liquid versus Misfits for the NA Qualifier for IEM Katowice 2017. Shox receiving a shot to the dome, and Apex helping out FlipSid with the final amount of damage with that nade. Blade now left alone. He's going to go down to Apex. And that's going to be 9-3 for G2 Esports. Sorry for the giggling. Can't help myself when I see a team kill. Reminds me of playing matchmaking. It's just good fun. FlipSid Tactics. Again, they don't have too much money to work with, and again, they are on a hard eco. Phineas gets the first frag on Waylander as he's trying to get Clever over towards the B side. NBK and Kenies, good positioning. Markelov do manage to get the double on both of those two players. Apex takes him down. 10-3 for G2 Esports. Once again, there's no AWP in play for FlipSid Tactics, and I think that's been the case for, well, that has been the case for most of these rounds actually. And well, he is a great AWPer, so I'm not too sure why they keep buying more than they need to buy instead of going for that AWP, and well did it. NBK in a good position up close towards middle. He does get flashed here. Electronic, good reaction, gets the kill on NBK. In the meantime, FlipSid Tactics are going to make their way in towards the B bomb site. Good shot by Waylander on Kenny S. Shox over by Highway, finds World in middle, trying to make his way in towards Vent. Another shot down here from Shox and Apex. Finds Waylander, now a 2-on-2 situation. Blade and Markelov up against Buddy and Shox. I realize you guys have been telling me for a long time now that I mispronounce his name. I apologize. I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce it. As I said, it is Blade and Markelov up against Shox and Buddy. Markelov takes care of Shox, and he will get the trade on Buddy as well. Giving the 4th round in favor of FlipSid Tactics. 4 rounds on the T side of Cash. It's a bit rough. Just put it like that. It seems like it's just the way I put pressure on the word that you guys are not happy with. I'll do my best, guys. I'll do my best. I'll try my hardest, I promise. Well, did it. Finally, he does have the AWP. You see an AWP in play for Kenny S once again. It is the final round of this half. FlipSid, they desperately need this round. Well, that it will open up by taking care of Buddy. Is that better? I don't know. You tell me. Shox in a good position, advantage position in towards A main. Well, that it takes him down. Electronic finds Apex. And now it's a 2-on-5 situation. This time around favoring FlipSid. This is exactly what they need. They need this 5th round. NBK now all alone, 1-on-3 situation up against Well-Dead, Markelov and Blade. Good flash coming in. Well-Dead. Good positioning up top on Catwalk. Finds NBK. Secures the final round in favor of FlipSid Tactics. Making it 10-5. Players gonna take a short break. They're getting ready for the second half here on Cash. Once again, It is the second map in this best of 3 series. First map was new, chosen by FlipSid Tactics. G2 Esports with a massive comeback on that map. Managed to secure it 16-12 by only giving 1 round away to FlipSid Tactics on FlipSid's T side. And now for the second map, it is chosen by G2 Esports. If you haven't noticed already, you should see one of those eye doctors. It is cash. G2 in the driving seat, 5-round lead. For the pistol here. G2 Esports. Oh, okay. G2 Esports without any utility. Electronic. Beautiful peek in towards A main. Welded here, patiently waiting for the peek to come out from middle. NES goes down. Once again, FlipSid doing pretty much what G2 did as well. Going for the retake play. Apex does find Blade. Electronic. Another headshot for him. 2-on-4 situation. This time around is favoring FlipSid Tactics. Waylander finds body. Well at it with the final kill on shots. That secures the pistol round in favor of FlipSid Tactics, making it 10-6. For this round, G2 Esports, they are going to be on pretty much a full eco, seeing as they got that bomb plant in the first round. Obviously, they will be trying to get yet another bomb plant. See them lining up for the B. It's merely a fake. They do have the bomb on shots over towards the A bomb site. Rotation not coming in quite yet. Electronic in a good position to cover off this push on A. And he will do exactly that. Apex left alone, he goes down to Markelov. No bomb plant here for G2 Esports. FlipSid, they take an easy round. For this round, FlipSid, they decide to save 3 SMGs. I actually don't like that. Actually, really don't like that. Something I've mentioned many times, if any of you guys have seen me casting games before. You know that I'm not a big fan of buying 3 or more SMGs on the CT side. FlipSid, with 3 UMPs, this might be costly for them for this round. Shocks. Good entry towards the A-bomb site, taking care of Electronic. Once again, in case you guys were wondering, do have some issues with ESEA where the score gets reset, so these scores are not correct, obviously. Shocks going for the peak, tapping away, does find the kill here on World Edit. Flashing towards the side, body finds Blade. 5-on-2 situation, looking pretty here for G2 Esports. Kenny has the clean headshot on Markelov and NBK watching for the flank. Waylander goes down. Third round of second half goes in favor of G2 Esports, making it 11-7. Or as Twitch chat would say, because you guys like memes, 7-11. And apparently it's funny when it actually matches something that exists in real life. I don't know what I'm saying. G2 going for some fast aggression towards middle FlipSid. I've decided, instead of going for the force buy, to be on some sort of an eco here. Looking pretty good for G2 Esports at this point. Now all on Markelov. 1-on-5 situation, not a single point of damage done towards G2 Esports. Apex, he will take a bit of damage, but still gets the headshot on Markelov and secures yet another round in favor of G2. Because of that previous round where FlipSid3 didn't buy too much, it means that now they do have the AWP on World Edit. They're still lacking a bit of utility. And again, it sort of cements that opinion I shared with you guys earlier, that I don't see why, if you're gonna be on almost a full eco either way, why not just go for the full eco so you can save a bit of money for the nades in the next round, rather than, you know, upgrading some pistols and getting some utility. If you just decide to push out towards middle, it's probably not going to work either way. Especially on cash. Now, World Edit does get the first frag on Apex. Shocks goes down to Blade. Oh, the timing on World Edit. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Through the smoke, he gets the shutdown on Kenny S. 2-on-5 situation favoring FlipSid3, NBK, and Buddy. With it all to do. Even though I'm a bit harsh on FlipSid, saying that they probably shouldn't upgrade their pistols, they're making it work even though they don't have too much utility. All thanks to World Edit. And Electronic gets the kill here on NBK. World Edit with a double. Same goes for Blade and Electronic. He gets a single. 8th round on the board for FlipSid3. Still in a 4-round deficit. G2 Esports, they only need 4 more to close this one out, make it an easy 2-0. And I think it's fair to say that's what I assumed when I saw that it was going to be FlipSid versus G2. I just assumed that G2 would make it an easy 2-0. That hasn't really been the case. FlipSid definitely showing their strong force on first map nuke. They're not out of it yet. Well, that a good reaction on the A-bomb site. Does go fairly low, down to 13 HP. Buddy finds Blade up by Highway. Well, that it pushing out by Forklift gets another kill. Finally, he will go down to NBK with a bit of help from Apex earlier in the round. Markelov in towards the side. Shocks get the kill on him, and now it's all on Waylander on that flank. 1-on-2 situation. He does have that flash, and he's using it. That's really, really clever. Either way, he is going to go down to Kenny S, but that was actually really clever from Waylander. Throwing that flashbang over to Highway and actually blinding one of the 2 remaining players from G2. It would suggest that he's going to be pushing middle and trying to go for that Highway push, but obviously G2 Esports, they have way more experience than I do, and they don't get fooled that easily. Apex gets the first shot in this round. Blade doing his very best with the deagle here. Is his best good enough? He's not able to connect the shots. Shocks takes care of Electronic over in middle. Here's that Waylander is on the flank. Takes him down as well. Blade does manage to get one on Apex. Quick trade coming in from G2, however, and Shocks finishing the round off in style with a beautiful one-tap out towards middle. 2 more rounds for G2 Esports. That's all it takes for them to close this one out. If FlipSid3 want to win this one in ordinary time, they need 8 rounds in a row. I simply don't see that happening. Now, they still have a chance of taking it into overtime with 7 rounds while giving one away to G2 Esports. Yes, I've said many times I should never math on stream, but I just did, and it worked out great. Proud of myself. Waylander on the top of the box. What? Well did it. Hit me up with that back spam. I know you guys want to. Just bring it on, bring it on. That was a nutty shot by Well Did It. Apex pushing out, he gets the double on Electronic, and Well Did It over by Highway. It's Blade, he goes down to Apex as well. Now it's a 2-on-3 situation favoring G2 Esports once again. Waylander and Markelov in a bit of trouble here, and same can be said for Flipside Tactics. But as I mentioned, even if, and it does look likely, even if Flipside Tactics lose this round, or lose this game rather, they won't be out of the close qualifier. They will still have a chance in the lower bracket. G2 Esports doing their very best to close this one out fairly quickly, and Flipside Tactics, they are on the retreat. Waylander and Markelov doing their very best to hold on to their weapons. That puts G2 Esports on map and match point. One more round will mean fairly easy 2-0 for G2 Esports. First map was a bit scary. Still managed to bring it back. Here on Cash, it has been the G2 Esports game. And as I said earlier, right after this game, or rather in 20 minutes from now, I do have another game on this channel. That's going to be for the NA Close Qualifier. That will be Liquid versus Misfits in a best of 3. Make sure you stay tuned for that one. That is definitely going to be interesting as well. Buddy getting the first frag here on Well Did It. G2 have taken a good amount of damage actually. 3 of the players sitting at roughly 50 HP, and Buddy down towards 10. On 9 to be exact. G2 have made their way out towards middle. Trying to make something happen out here in middle. Apex waiting for the peak. Nothing coming his way this far. Markelov, good forward stance. Takes care of NBK, gets the shot down on Buddy as well. Kinias with the trade down from Vents. Apex patiently waiting for the rotation here. There's going to be Electronic. And he goes down to Apex. Now it's all on Waylander and Blade. Blade up in heaven. Waylander by headshot. Kinias still sitting in checkers. He does have the bomb. There's 30 seconds on the clock. And now Kenny here's both of the Flipside players making their way over towards the A-bomb side. I do believe this is going to be GG, and indeed it will. 16-8 in favor of G2 Esports, closing out 2-0 up against